All right, guys, I hate to say it, but today we're going to talk about cables. I know. I've done a cable review before, and the funny thing is it's been so long that when I did that review, I wasn't even a cable guy. I was kind of like, hey man, just buy some decently built cables. They really don't make that big of a difference, etc., etc. And over the past few years, I've really moved into this space of running really, really super high efficient speakers, open baffle speakers, and different speakers like that, and running really kind of starting to get into not what I would consider high end, but good gear that's able to resolve differences in things. And I can guarantee you that cables matter. Not only for, between the relationship between the amplifier and the speaker, and how the damping factor works and all of this stuff, and kind of how these things jive. You may think that, a speaker doesn't make a difference in sound, but some of these performance metrics and some things that speaker cables and interconnects can change, whether you're running balanced or single-ended or, different types of material or construction in some of these things, power cables, everything, it makes a difference. And if it may be small in some cases, but if you accumulate enough of these differences in your system, you can make some pretty dramatic changes in how your system sound stages, the level of micro detail that you're getting in your sound stage, how much focus you're getting in your sound stage, the level of clarity that you're getting in your sound stage, how the bass feels and kind of weighs and textured. And so today we're going to talk about a couple cables. Let's get into it. Yeah, so we kind of run through a bunch of different stuff, but recently, if you haven't checked out Old Guy Hi-Fi, Ed over there, he reviewed a cable company by the name of Crescendo, and they were kind enough after Ed's review to send us their speaker cables, some power cables, some digital cables, and they're probably what I would consider on the upper end of kind of where we would sit for power cables and cabling and interconnects. This set of speaker cables that I got sent right here, they're probably running anywhere from $2,500 to $3,500 a pair, which may seem a lot for you guys, but it kind of just depends. I mean, if you're running $10,000, $15,000 speakers, if you're running $10,000, $15,000 components, I mean, what's a couple grand on a set of speaker wires if you can get some good synergy from them? So we spent the last few weeks auditioning the Crescendos, and these things are beefy. I mean, this is a big speaker wire, and the interconnects are super cool. They've got these locking mechanisms that you turn, and it kind of flares at the end, so they lock in really nice. I do not like cables that have locking ends on them, and I love these things. These go in; they're so easy to do and undo. The Crescendo speaker cables, we tried them in our reference system. We tried them on the baffles. We tried them on everything we had, and in every case, they did really well. They didn't add any veils. They opened up the sound stage. They provided the focus and clarity and detail that I would expect from a cable of this price. And they're built really well. I mean, these are beefy cables. And so if you go to their website, you can see they talk about the different cables they have, depending on what length you want. They custom build everything. They're absolutely fantastic. The power cables we used on the Kinky Studios conditioner, we actually used them at the Capitol Audio Fest. We used all of their gear in there, running to the PS Audio regenerator with their power cable. Everything that they do just brought a performance to the system that was really, really nice and welcomed. And if you're looking for something to kind of eke out those last little bits of detail and focus and nuance and the micro details, and kind of tune your system a little bit, and you've got that upper high-end tier system, then it's definitely worth checking out Crescendo. They got a lot of good products available, speaker wires, power cables, digital, RCA, anything interconnect. You reach out to them, you tell them what you want to do, you tell them what you have, they'll help you voice your system, they'll give you pricing and everything like that. Really, really cool people to work with. Make sure you get over and check out Old Guy Hi-Fi, my buddy Ed over there. He did a really good rundown on them too. He had these cables for a while, the exact same set I do. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to him too and see what his perspective was. But I really liked them. I especially liked them in my reference system. Now, if you say to yourself, James, that's just too damn expensive, man. I'm not really kind of into that type of thing, or I don't have that level of system. I'll provide you guys a couple other cable companies that have really kind of set themselves apart for me. And the other one is AfAudio. And so AfAudio, Andrew, a guy out of England, basically all of my reference cables today are AfAudio. So my entire systems, all of my systems run AfAudio throughout. And probably only because I can't afford Crescendo. It's a little bit more spendy than I'm able to kind of outfit my systems with. But it was definitely in a lot of pairings a really, really good cable. So if you want to save a little bit money, but you want to really push up with that performance, take a look at AfAudio. If you want to kind of even get more into the budget space, and probably about the threshold of where I would go to say, like, yeah, I don't want to buy much cheaper. You know, you really start gambling if you buy much cheaper. You know, my buddy Kevin over at Outlaw Hi-Fi, he is on Etsy, and he makes all of his stuff by hand. Outlaw Cables, they do a fantastic. This is one of my new favorite pairs of RCAs, and they're only like $200-300 a pair, and they work really well too. But you guys know me. When it comes to cables, I'm never going to tell you what a cable does, because a cable is going to do something different in every system and every configuration, depending on what speaker you're sending it to, depending on what streamer and DAC you're connecting it in between, depending on what DAC to preamplifier or integrated amplifier or amplifier, if you got a DAC that runs as a preamp, from a turntable or a transport, a CD transport. Anything you put in between these things is going to have a different relationship than something else. I could use the exact same speaker cable in the system you're looking at behind me, and it's not going to do the same thing as the system that's in front of me, which is my Pure Audio Project Trio 15s and my Pass Labs. When I put the Crescendo speaker cables in that system, it had different features and functionalities that kind of stood out. It sounded a little bit different. It worked a little bit different. It changed different things than it did with the system behind me and my reference system with my Dolce Audio and my open baffles. So I'm never going to be the guy that's going to say, this cable is going to do this for your system, because you'll never know that until you put it in your system and see what it does. And then you can decide, oh yeah, I like that move, I don't like that move. It brought a little bit more sparkle, but it made the bass a little bit more laid back. It kind of rolled off the highs a little bit, but it made the bass a little bit more forward. You know, it could be anything. Nobody will ever know. So all I can say is, when it comes to cables, make sure you guys try them out. A lot of companies will send them. You can buy them. You can try them for a while. You can send them back. But some of the favorites that I've heard so far is obviously this Crescendo stuff that we've got. This is really, really high quality, really, really good sound. I mean, you talk about taking veils off of your system and being able to tweak it and not like being able to hear everything that you're kind of doing. I think Crescendo does a really good job there. The power cables made a really good difference in our system at the show. And then, like I said, if you can't afford that, take a look at my buddy Andrew, AfAudio. His are all handmade stuff too. I've loved his products for a long time. And then, like I said, my buddy Kevin over at Outlaw Hi-Fi Cables. He's on Etsy. I'll put the links to him in the description there. He's a little bit more budget friendly and a really cool guy. But anyway, man, the point is, find your cable. And don't let anybody tell you that cables don't make a difference, because they absolutely do. And anybody that tells you that they don't make a difference, just never speak to those people again, because they're really not giving you truthful information. All they're giving you is that's their experience. What they're saying is that I don't have a system that resolves well enough to be able to share the differences that some of these things make. And that's okay. We're all at a certain space in our journey. But at the end of the day, we had a really good time with the Crescendo stuff. And I'm not really happy to send it back. We got to get it out of here and get it back to them guys so they can get it on to the next folks. But yeah, really cool stuff, man. And if I could afford it, I would buy it in a second, because it definitely elevated the systems that I was listening to and using it in. So anyway, appreciate you guys. I'm James, your ABX Audio. Y'all have a great day.